In this narrative, you will witness the hunters who capture the witches. To catch the witches, they also throw them in the water so that they can know whether they are real human or a witch. Here, a witch comes on the scene at the beginning of the film, who had been bound by some witch hunters, and two girls were witnessing them, standing at a distance. In the meantime, one of the witch hunters sets that witch on fire. That witch was saying to those both witches to run away while burning. Actually, those both girls were the daughters of the witch. After this, the scene moves to a school. There was stated on the school board that witchcraft is prohibited here. Afterwards, major character named Claire of the movie is shown. She is teasing a girl sitting with her friends. That girl was witch who was being teased by them, but she had never involved in witchcraft, so that witch was taking education among them. When Claire's school timing is over, so she was moving to her house while getting into a bus. She catches a sight of mall building while going to house, which was seen carefully by her. Now Claire had reached house. Reaching here, she was making the school assignment, and her assignment was about the witch. She searches for the details of witch via internet. Then a sound echoes from Claire's cupboard. When she goes to check this, suddenly a girl was in standing position was behind her. That girl tells that I'm a witch. I have been living in your house's walls for a long time. Claire says to her, go into the walls again, but that witch spells on a glass butterfly there. Then that butterfly begins to fly and that witch penetrates in the wall again. Claire tells all about this to her mother while going. Her mother says it will not happen again after this day, because she utters a name of man and says that he is coming to take her. Two facts are revealed here. Claire used to dislike witches, but Claire's mother, who had been a witch, she used to help the witches to cross the border, because witches could practice the witchcraft across the border. A man visits Claire's house whose name was Jacob. He had a big-sized box from which he takes a water bottle, and he leaves, making that witch to sit in that box. The night falls with the first sight. When that man was carrying that witch to the border at night, then a police car stops him on the way. A witch hunter comes out of the car and asks that man to get off his car, who was carrying witch. Meanwhile, that witch hunter checks his car. He had witnessed a big box in his car, in which the same witch had been closed. That witch hunter asks, may I check this box? Have you any objection? But that man says, yes, I have objection, because this box is mine and no one touch my belongings without my permission. That witch hunter takes out a compass and punches that man forcefully. Police officer sees him. Then that witch hunter sets his car on fire, sprinkling fuel on this. As a result, the witch confined in the box also met her demise. After this, one more lady had visited Claire's house again, who had brought witches with her in a big box. She went, leaving that box. Two witches appear from that box. These were two same witches seen at the beginning of the movie, whose mother had been burnt into fire. Claire catches the sight of same butterfly when she was working at night. The butterfly which had been spelled by that witch, and that butterfly begins to fly again. It indicates that witch's witchcraft was working in the world even after her death. Claire dreams at night when she is sleeping. She dreams of the same witch who had been burnt to death by the witch hunter. She was so scared, so she gets up after being afraid. Claire feels the presence of someone in the corner of her house. She immediately hears the voice of someone there, who was calling her name Claire. Meanwhile, Claire notices that witch's daughter lying on the floor mysteriously. She begins to scream in fear. Her elder sister approaches, hearing her shouting. She tells Claire that her sister has the disorder of the sleepwalking. She asks apology on the part of her younger sister and leaves, taking her sister. When all are taking breakfast in the morning, then those witches' daughters ask, when will that man come to take us? They were talking the same man named Jacob. He often used to take the witches across the border. Then Claire's mother says he had to come here till now. She goes outside to check him. Then she shows to the both sister the way which leads to inside the walls, which was built inside the walls of their houses. In fact, these walls had spread throughout the house. That witch also used to stay here, which was burnt by the witch hunter. The younger daughter of that witch goes inside. A horrific-looking hand comes towards her when she was playing. She screams loudly. Claire and her mother were afraid, hearing her shouting. Witch's younger sister comes out of the wall with her magic all of a sudden. Claire notices a bus in front of her school on the very next day, in which many witches had been placed. Now the police had also arrested that witch who used to read in Claire's class. That witch was trying to escape from the police, but a police officer fires at that witch. Through this, that witch is instantly died. Claire had got worried, seeing all family members were seated in Claire's house at night. Then Claire's neighbor comes at their house, who was telling Claire's mother that there is such a house nearby our area which keeps witches inside, hiding from us. It helps the witches to cross the border. When Claire was reading an article at night about the witches at night, then she comes to know there about a new law. There was written in it if the witches want to practice the witchcraft or not. In spite of this, witches will be killed. Claire had also started to suffer from the sleepwalking disorder at night. She glimpses the 3 witches when she was walking in sleep. Claire becomes so afraid and she was weeping a lot while sitting. Jacob had also not come to take those witches next day. At the same time, Claire's mother goes to her another partner. Going there, she comes to know that Jacob has been arrested by the police. After it, the outside of movie theater is shown, where a ticket counter man forbids her to give her ticket. Claire was also present there and she had suffered the asthma attack. The mirror of that ticket counter is cracked as she is going to take out her inhaler. Then those standing people were thinking it there. This girl is a witch. Terrified, the girl then makes her escape from that place. Claire's asthma attack had also recovered here. It is felt for a moment as all happenings were being occurred because of Claire. Claire tells the elder daughter of witch about the bar reaching at home. She had never viewed bar before. Claire had taken her to the bar. Then that witch practiced the witchcraft there. She throws the water in the air, and she asks Claire, "Do you also want to perform such a magic?" Then Claire concentrates deeply and she says to Claire, "Focus deeply," holding a glass of water. When Claire was concentrating, then the light is gone. That witch had placed her hand on her. All were looking at both of them when light is switched on. Now both come to know that all their surrounding chairs had stuck on the ceiling. Then both leave this place. When Claire was sleeping at night, the same witch's elder sister comes to her. She was shedding tears. She asks, "How will I control my spell?" Witch hunter had come to Claire's house on the next day. He says to Claire's mother after coming, witchcraft had been practiced in bar last night. He takes out the compass through which he was able to detect the witches. Either witches are here or not. He was walking to and fro, holding compass, but he finds nothing in Claire's house. Then Claire's mother asks him to leave from there. Next day, a witch test was being held in Claire's school, through which they will be able to know either there is a witch among them or not. Then Claire clears that test, which indicated that she was not a witch. Claire dreams at night in which she finds herself at the border, the same border where the witches were carried. She climbs up the wall of that border where the same witch who used to live in her house and the mother of both witches were calling her, while Claire was at the top of her house in the reality. Claire's mother had also approached there, who was attempting to wake her up, but Claire falls down. But she got no harm in spite of falling from a distance. It referred that witch's elder sister had saved Claire, but their neighbor had witnessed this doing so. Next day, Claire and her friends were viewing the witch test. 3 girls had been tied with a chair there. They are thrown into the water. After a while, they had been taken out of the water. All had been done. If there will be a single witch among them, then she will save herself with her spell. But no one does so. It means that they all were humans, not witches. But one girl loses her life because of this test. Claire was feeling so ill seeing this. When she returns to house, she knows from the daughters of the same witch. Reaching house, a witch hunter has taken their mother and brother for the investigation. But that witch hunter had returned back after a time. Taking all. That witch hunter tells his job is to capture and hunt the witches. That witches' both daughters were listening this conversation from those walls. Her younger sister was saying on this, "He is one who hunted our mother." She raises her hand, but her elder sister was stopping her. Meanwhile, Witch Hunter hears their voice and he had started to doubt. He brings out his gun and points at Claire. He suspects Claire and says, "You are witch." Claire says, "You have not any proof of this. How can you say that I'm a witch?" The door opens there and he senses that someone had run from there. Witch Hunter's attention is diverted because of this. Taking the advantage of this, Claire's mother goes away, taking her kids. Witch Hunter had led Claire into her room. And he says, "The witch that I witnessed right now who was near the stairs. Where is she?" Claire does not respond him of nay type. Then Witch Hunter takes out his compass and moves to the cupboard. Then his compass's needle begins to move fast. Both witch's mother who had been burnt to death at the start of the movie by him. That witch's hand catches the throat of this witch hunter. It is exposed here that the hand which was seen behind the wall by this witch's younger daughter, she was her mother. That witch had ignited the place. Claire was moving to that way while running, which was built behind the walls. She tries to open the door, but it is not unlocked. Now the witch's two daughters behind the wall were suffocating because of the fire's smoke. That witch's daughters ask her to move outside, but she does not agree. Now she creates cracks on the walls in aggression. All had known now here that Claire was also a witch. Then Claire's whole house is burnt out. That witch hunter had also killed after burning in this fire. In the same way as Witch Hunter had burnt the witch at the start of the movie. Then to another witch who was being brought across the border by Jacob. Claire's mother takes all away, making them get into the car. Claire's mother was explaining her. She tells that your father had the power of magic. And that effect is also in you. I did not know that you know to practice the witchcraft. You will have to leave from here. Because the people will take your life, taking you as a witch. This city is not secure for you. Claire says to her mother. Claire embraces her while crying and says, "Come with me." But her mother tells that wall can be crossed only by a witch. Then Claire had gone near that wall, taking those witches' both daughters. And the movie ends on this happy scene.